there everyone, and I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me yet again on another episode of my orchid adventure with who else but me, Maria Young. Now, if you guys remember correctly, just about a week ago we went on such a wonderful, magical orchid treasure discovery down a road in Apopka that had so many orchid nurseries. I want to say there were between 20 to 30 different nurseries down that road, okay? And we were fortunate enough that First Orchids allowed us to come in, even though they only do wholesale to other businesses. They actually allowed us to come in so that we, all of us, could see the wonderful orchids that they had there at First Orchids. So definitely I want to thank Max for being that kind of orchid lover to be nice enough to do such a thing. Mwah! Much love to you guys, and of course you guys get 2 green thumbs up. If you guys also remember, about a week ago I did tell you guys that I was gonna be doing an orchid haul, right? I did tell you guys that. So indeed, that is what we're gonna do, is I'm gonna give you the fabulous orchid haul that we did on our orchid hunting adventure, our treasure hunt, which of course I discovered many jewels, as you guys can see. But before I begin this wondrous orchid haul, I definitely want to give a shout out to some special people, the people that I consider a part of my orchid adventure familia. Definitely want to recognize you guys for showing me your love, your support, and of course always tuning into my orchid adventure. Mwah, 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 mwah. So here we go. I want to give a shout out to KB Orchids, Once Upon an Orchid, The Passionate Gardener, Orchids is Meditation, Irina's Garden, Archie's Orchids, Emma Sina, Rio Roque, Desmond PT, Michael K, and Diamond Blight Orchids. Again, thank you guys so much for becoming a part of my orchid adventure familia. Really do appreciate you. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay folks, and as you guys can see, I did make out with such an incredible haul. This haul was so incredible because I got these orchids at such an amazing deal. So amazing, in fact, that I cannot even get over it, and I'm still floating on cloud 9 to be able to get all of these marvelous orchids at the price that I did get them for. Oh my gosh. But I have to tell you, with this in mind, I actually wanted to get so many more than what I have right now. But it was very unfortunate for me because my hubby dear was being such an orchid Grinch. I cannot even tell you how much of an orchid Grinch he was being, because he actually put a limit on me, a cap on me. He said we were going with a budget. Now, I don't know if you guys know what the definition of an orchid addict is, but let me tell you, in the dictionary, that definition does not include orchid addict and budget. You see, orchids and budget just doesn't go in the same sentence. It does not even make sense. You guys know that, okay? Because you guys are in the same boat as me. So again, he was being such an orchid Grinch, being totally irrational, if you ask me. Because you see, the day that I decided to go on this orchid adventure hunting for treasure was actually the day that we were celebrating our anniversary. And so my husband, his rationalization was that he actually wanted to take me out on a romantic dinner and of course paint the town red and have a hoopla of a time, just me and him celebrating our anniversary. Yada yada, blah blah blah, and blah 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 blah. Well, you guys know I am all about romance. I really am. I am. But if you are going to talk about romance, and then you're going to talk about orchids, which one do you guys think I will pick? Doesn't take a scientist to figure that one out, okay? Because I'm looking at my hubby and I'm thinking this, you know, if you want to show me romance, if you want to show me love, then just show me some orchids, okay? Show me some orchids. You want to show me some love? Then show me some orchids. That's all there is to it, folks. Okay? And with that being said, let me go ahead and show you exactly what type of romance I did get. Ah, so romantic. I'm head over heels in love. Okay, folks, so surprisingly, I actually got some orchids that I told you guys that I would never, ever get because of my unfortunate bad luck living in Florida during the rainy season and keeping these orchids in media. I actually lost out on about 30 Cattleyas due to root rot. Yes, I did. Very unfortunate. Such a heartbreak, and I did say I would never collect them again because of it. But believe it or not, folks, I actually have had a change of heart, and I'm willing to give them yet another chance, but this time I'm going to either keep them bare rooted or I'm going to have them mounted on some form of surface where their roots are going to actually dry a whole lot faster, and I'm not going to have to worry about the rotting of the root, okay? So definitely I'm giving them a second chance, because when I seen these at the Orchid Nursery, can you guys see exactly how humunga dunga this is? Okay, so huge, and all of the Cattleyas that I got were either fully in bloom or they were in bud, and all of them were so amazingly fragrant. So how could I say no to that? You guys know I absolutely could not, okay? So humunga dunga, so huge, so fragrant, so beautiful. I mean, that's a no-brainer, guys. You guys can't say no to that either, right? So indeed, I did get me some Cattleyas and some Dendrobiums as well. So what we'll do now is take a closer look at exactly what I got. Okay, folks, so here we are indoors. As you guys can see, it did get pretty dark and rather quick, so we decided to carry the Orchid Haul party right indoors. So let's go ahead and begin. Now, these orchids didn't come with their identification tag, so unfortunately, as of right now, they are nameless and also shameless. Indeed, they are what I consider UFOs, unidentified yet still very fabulous orchids. But if you guys know what they are or think you know what they are, please share your infinite wisdom with us, because indeed, I would love to know too. And the very first orchid on our list is this very tall, very lanky, very top-heavy Dendrobium right here. So top-heavy, in fact, I need this little birdie to aid us in keeping it up. So indeed, it has to be repotted like rather quickly. Now taking a closer look at the blooms right here, as we're seeing, they are very big, pristine, snowy white blooms. And if we take a closer look, you're also gonna notice that alba green trim on the petals, the sepals, and also in the inner throat area. So indeed, it is very, very beautiful. And I believe this is an Emma White, but I'm not quite sure. And if I am wrong-o, act like you guys didn't hear that, because indeed, as of right now, it's still a UFO, an unidentified, still a very fabulous orchid, if I do say so myself. And the next orchid on our list is this rather humunga dunga of a Cattleya right here. And as we take a look at it, you're noticing that I do need to do a lot of cleanup work. And as you can see, look at those rambling roots right there, indeed trying to escape right out of that pot. So it is time for me to do a repot on this one. But indeed, I'm very happy that it's very healthy and of course also in fragrant bloom. So let's take a look. And taking a closer look at these blooms, you are actually first going to notice the very nice size that these blooms have. Definitely very big blooms on this Cattleya, and what I love most about the petals and the sepals is the fact that look at here, look at all of that frill, that lacy ruffle right there. And also taking a look at the actual lip itself, you're also going to notice all of that beautiful, beautiful, wonderful ruffle right there. Very, very lacy, and I just love and adore that. Also, I cannot help or deny how beautiful the color is on this. Very purplish, very magenta, very raspberry, just very rich color right here. And in the inner throat, that burst of canary yellow is also very tropical. So with the pristine white, the very dark purplish magenta, and also that explosive yellow right there, what a tropical explosion in this Cattleya. And of course, you have to know this is also beautifully fragrant. So indeed, I am very happy with this purchase. But oh no, I think I am actually seeing doubles, because indeed I have two orchids with similar characteristics in their blooms. But you know what, folks? They are not actually the same, because there is a size difference. This is actually bigger than the first one that I showed you right here. The lip right here is actually more opened up. And as you can see here, this is just a little bit more closed in and a lot more ruffle. And if you take a close look, this yellow right here is actually more of an orangey yellow. And that right here is more of an alba yellow. You're seeing a little bit of green right there. So indeed there is a very, very slight difference, but taking a close look, you can tell. And of course they also have different fragrances as well. So indeed I have two Cattleyas with very similar traits right there. And they're both gorgeous, both very fragrant, beautiful perfume on both of these. So yes, I am very, very happy and can't wait to get these mounted. And look at here, folks. This is yet another very nice size Cattleya right here. And this is definitely a UFO for sure, because as you can see, it has not blossomed yet. So your guess is as good as mine at this point. But there is good news and hope for this orchid being speckled or perhaps even spotted, because as you can see there is quite a pattern on the leaves, and sometimes that is an indicator that indeed the blossoms can be speckled or spotted as well. And I am so hoping, folks, because as you guys know, I love spotted orchids. So we'll see, and keep your fingers crossed for this UFO. Oh, and just as a side note, as you can see here, folks, it also has another sheath. Now, you can look at it and say, hey, that sheath is all dried out. Go ahead and pull it off. There's no use for it. Well, folks, if you are one of the people that said that, shame on you. You never pull off a dry out sheath, because you never know. There is still a possible chance that it could still create some buds in that dried out sheath. So indeed, folks, don't do it. I have seen it for myself, and it can indeed do that. So fingers crossed for that dried out sheath as well. Ah, and look at this very compact little Dendrobium right here. Very different than the first one that I showed you. As you can see, it's plentiful in canes right here. And let's go ahead and take a look at their very beautiful blooms right here. Look at that color. How beautiful is that? Very dark purple right here. And look how the blooms are actually like wings, butterfly wings right here. And I like that it's more wide than long as far as the blooms go. And indeed, let's take a look at the other one. Of course, similar as well. But yeah, look at that. Very dark purple. So gorgeous right there. I love this very dainty Dendrobium. And indeed, I'm hoping for a lot more blooms on this bountiful cane-filled orchid. How beautiful. And here we are, folks, yet again with another humunga dunga of a Cattleya right here. As you can see, this is very top heavy. I actually need assistance from that birdie again because it is starting to crawl outside of the pot on the other side, and the canes are very, very long. So as you can see, the weight is all over there and it'll actually just topple over. This is in need of a serious repot as well. But very beautiful, very healthy canes and foliage. And now let's take a look at the bloom. Ah, and there she goes, right there. Will you check out that sunrise on Malibu Beach? Because indeed, this orchid right here is a tropical paradise of an orchid for sure. And as you can see, the sunset color just coming above the horizon. How beautiful is that with the orangey yellowish and also that reddish orange. Indeed, very beautiful Cattleya right here. Just reminds me of how badly I need a vacation, wouldn't you guys say? So indeed, such a beautiful orchid right here, and also very fragrant, smelling creamy, somewhat citrusy, and reminding me of a plumeria. So indeed, very, very happy with this orchid. Okay, folks, and that's an orchid wrap indeed. I thank you so much for tuning in to this quite adventurous haul from our trip in Apopka. And of course, if you guys did not watch that video, please be sure to click right here and you will be able to see exactly what nursery that I got these treasured finds at. And indeed, you guys have to tell me exactly which of these orchids are your absolute favorite. And of course, if you guys know what these are, because you guys know these are UFOs as of right now, unidentified yet still very fabulous orchids, but I would much rather them be named. So indeed, if you know, please make sure that I know. How about that? Again, thank you guys so much for hanging out with me right on my orchid adventures. And of course, you guys know that I'm also on Facebook. So if you guys want to join me there as well, join me at My Orchid Adventures right on Facebook. Again, I thank you guys so much. And you guys already know, right? Right. Of course you do. That indeed, I do love you all.